Rare Diseases, Real Stories is a special podcast series about children living with rare diseases and their parents.
In 1999, a diagnosis of infantile Tay-Sachs was 100% a death sentence.
It was a journey that ended with a result we never saw coming.
It's about the transformational power families wield in moving rare diseases research forward.
It's a community that relies on each other.
Each episode is about courage, perseverance.
You know, as parents, we are going to fight with him till the end.
Gene therapy that provides hope.
Hope and love.
You're tickling me.
There is something about Noah that sparkles. It's infectious.
Families share their stories from the front lines when every moment counts.
She is doing things that we never expected her to do ever.
I'm Jennifer Berryman. I'll be your host. This is a production of UMass Chan Medical School.
My name is Anna Laidlaw.
I'm Richard Laidlaw.
We live in Ottawa, and Jack is a big brother to two little brothers, Scott and Tom. We're so blessed to have three wonderful boys. They're all just absolutely precious.
Anna, Richard, and their oldest son, 7-year-old Jack, sat down with our producer, Sarah Willey, after a long day of traveling from their home in Canada to Boston. Jack smiled shyly and fidgeted with the microphone cord. His parents were sitting on each side of him, tightly squeezing his hands.
Jack, you want to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. My name is Jack, and I play hockey.
Okay, show us some slappers.
Slappers? Okay, ready?
Yep.
Wow. Baseball. Piano.
When we started to ask the Laidlaws what brought them to Boston Children's Hospital with Jack, his parents exchanged glances and paused. It was a small but poignant moment that underscored the emotional toll their story has taken.
I feel like I can speak more freely if he's just sitting outside the room. Do you want to play some games? Okay, you go get Mom's phone. If you get it for me, I can unlock it and you can pick any game you want, okay?
Keeping their eyes on Jack through the door as he played a game on Anna's phone, she and Richard took a deep breath and began to explain what has transpired since Jack was diagnosed with a rare genetic disease just before Christmas in 2023.
We do notice progression in his legs. When he's walking, we notice that, his legs are pointed inwards and he's tripping more, and you can just tell there's progression, so it gets hard.
Jack has hereditary spastic paraplegia type 4, SPG4. He presents with some of the very typical symptoms. So he has difficulties with walking. He has some mild stiffness in his legs.
That's pediatric neurologist and neuroscientist, Dr. Darius Ibrahimi Fakhari of Boston Children's Hospital and Harvard Medical School.
Get your balance first. Nice, and then throw it. That was pretty good. Try the other foot.
Dr. Ibrahimi Fakhari is the director of the Movement Disorder Program and the Hereditary Spastic Paraplegia Research Program.
Hereditary spastic paraplegia is a rare disease. It's actually a group of 80 different diseases as we understand now. It's a neurological disease that affects both children and adults. and presents with one key symptom, which is stiffness or spasticity of the legs and weakness of the legs. SPG4, the gene is actually called the SPAST gene, S-P-A-S-T, accounts for about 50% of all cases.
What is the outcome for patients with this type of condition? How progressive is it?
It's a great question, and certainly a question that is always on the mind of families when we meet. I'd say it's very hard to describe that because we don't have a lot of data on disease progression.
He's had issues in some of the sports too with things he's doing too. So there's fumbling, asking why his legs aren't doing things that he used to be able to do, and now he can't, right? So that's happening.
The toes pointing inward is an early sign of spasticity that began when Jack was 2. The pediatrician said at the time he would grow out of it, but he didn't, and physical therapy didn't help either. Ultimately, genetic testing confirmed SPG4. While doctors and scientists are learning more all the time about the condition, at this point, it's believed that SPG4 will eventually lead to paralysis.
His legs might not work one day. Jack got diagnosed right before Christmas, and we're just trying to process it. I wasn't ready to look it up yet. We were trying to keep just everything happy for the kids during the day and at Christmas time.
You gonna go get him? Yeah. Go get him, just Jack.
At night we'd kind of just, be together and grieve this diagnosis. But in the new year, I realized I didn't even know the disease my son had. I had never heard of it before, so I had to research it.
Before the Laidlaws went public with Jack's diagnosis, they searched online for information about SPG4, for support groups, for the right specialists, like Dr. Ibrahimi Fakhari, who was doing research into that specific condition.
Some wrote back, no, that's not me, and then one person wrote back, no, I can't help you, but I think it's this person.
They realized there were people who had already been rallying to raise money in hopes of finding a treatment or cure for SPG4.
We started meeting these other foundations and chatting with them. And then it just kind of kept progressing to where we are now.
We are feeling so lucky that when we went to research what this disease was, and we saw, there is a cure being developed, and we contacted that foundation that started it, the Cure SPG4 Foundation. They initiated this research, and we are so thankful to them that they started that. We're the only ones in Canada raising money for the SPG4 cure, and then we're working along with Cure SPG4 Foundation and the Lilly and Blair Foundation. So we know that we are coordinating funding together.
The Laidlaws have also partnered with the BluGenes Foundation to raise money to support gene therapy research at UMass Chan Medical School. Research there is being led by Drs. Miguel Sanya Estevez and Heather Gray Edwards, who are co-directors of the Translational Institute for Molecular Therapeutics at UMass Chan.
I can tell you that there has been a shift, it feels like, from it being us helping researchers to us helping directly families. Parents are driving the conversation, and they're involved in putting the pieces together and trying to facilitate the research.
Through the inspiring efforts of parents like Anna and Richard and others we've highlighted in the Rare Diseases Real Stories podcast series, the field of rare disease research is being transformed, an impact Dr. Ibrahimi Fakhari recognizes as vital.
The question is, can we develop a therapy for SPG4 that not only treats the symptoms, but stops disease progression? So what we call a disease-modifying therapy. And the situation for SPG4 is tricky. The gene has been discovered, I want to say, over 20 years ago, but despite that, our understanding of what happens when the gene is mutated still remains somewhat limited. And we and others have thought about the best strategies to tackle the problem of SPG4. And what Heather and Miguel have proposed is a type of gene therapy that gets around a lot of the problems that currently exist with understanding SPG4 and devising treatments. No progress is made without collaboration in rare diseases. This starts, of course, with the patient and their families and foundations that form around a rare disease. Patients, families, and advocates are really galvanizing a network of scientists and clinicians to work on their rare disease. And I think that is the contribution that is wonderful to see and is absolutely crucial.
Anna and Richard Laidlaw are focused on two goals: bringing attention to SPG4 and raising money to support groundbreaking research.
Our path was we needed $3 million to cure Jack. And so the only way we could do this was to go public.
The family has found moments of joy through their fundraising efforts. Sharing their story publicly has brought unexpected opportunities, like riding the Zamboni at the Ottawa Senators hockey game, a big deal for a family with 3 boys who love hockey.
Well, 500,000 people are about to descend on Toronto for Taylor Swift's 6 much-anticipated Eras Tour stops.
Getting a chance to see global superstar Taylor Swift on stage for one of the final shows of the Eras Tour was also a huge hit.
An Ottawa boy with a rare disease who's getting the chance to see Taylor in concert this week.
Yet at the same time, it's Jack's parents who shoulder the burden day in and day out to protect him.
He knows he has a silly gene and it's making his legs tired, but through all this interviews and stuff, he's hearing more and learning more.
We don't talk about the progression, though. I don't think that's something a 7-year-old needs to know and carry on his shoulders.
While they push forward with fundraising, they continue to draw unwavering strength and support from their incredible community around them.
It's a hard journey.
Some days you sit back and look at the big picture and it's a big mountain to climb. But we're not stopping.
We keep telling our story over and over, no matter how hard it is, because we know we need to raise this money so that a cure can be developed, and this is our hope. And we will do anything to get this cure for Jack.
We'd like to thank Anna, Richard, and Jack Laidlaw for meeting us in Boston to share their story publicly again. Also, we appreciate Dr. Ibrahimi Fakhari for providing more information on hereditary spastic paraplegia and his ongoing effort to drive research forward. And to the UMass Chan Medical School team, including Dr. Heather Gray-Edwards, for taking time to speak with us about the rare diseases research happening on our campus. If you're interested in donating to SPG4 research, We have links in our show notes and on our website, umassmed.edu/rare diseases, real stories. In our next episode, you'll get to know two women who are empowering parents and others caring for children with serious diseases.
What do you get from now having created this network and being a resource for other families around the world?
Well, I get to look at Ben every day because I get to see him in the other families that I interact with.
Find out how the Courageous Parents Network might help you. Rare Diseases, Real Stories is a production of the Office of Communications at UMass Chan Medical School. It was conceived of and produced by Sarah Willey. Brian Goodchild produced, photographed, and edited the episode. Dan Lambert and Samuela Acab designed our graphics. Joanna Elizio and Ray Gonzalez developed the web page. It's also produced and hosted by me, Jennifer Berryman. If you like what you're hearing, follow and subscribe to Rare Diseases, Real Stories wherever you get your podcasts. And to read or listen to every episode in this special series, visit umassmed.edu/rare diseases, real stories. You can also email us anytime at advancingtogether@umassmed.edu.